It's the end of January, and it looks like this. There's no snow in sight. Of course, accompanying that warmth is wind, those Chinooks. So I haven't really gotten out much on the bike. I shouldn't say much. I haven't gotten out at all on the bike. What am I talking about? It's been months. But it makes me want to real bad, because I'm just like, oh, this looks like what biking season was like, right? There's no snow on the ground. I'm just taking Ren for a quick walk, and then we're gonna go to a dog park too. But we haven't been over here before. Well, I have. Ren has not. So anyway, I wanted to talk a little more about that ACT stuff I left the vlog off with last time, because I was talking about like different, one of like the pivots, I guess, like one of the book I'm reading that my counselor lent to me, which is I forget what it's called now. Oops. What is it called, Ren? A Liberated Mind. Thank you. I don't remember. There was another word that wasn't cognitive, but mind. I don't know. Whatever. Flexibility in the mind of like being able to just like, not get stuck in those hooks and those thoughts, and just allow them to come and leave, and just like just be okay with them too. Of just like, hey, this is a feeling I have, and that's all it is a feeling, and whatever. Anyway, one of the other things I noticed, because I was not putting pressure on myself to do tasks that, like, I guess just not to do tasks. Like, I'm just prioritizing differently, where I'm letting myself just kind of relax a little more. I didn't do any reviews this past week at all, and it's a thing that I want to do, but my to-do list of things that aren't really that important, like those reviews never need to get done, ever. They never need to happen. It's something fun that I want to do, but I was just going so hard with them for a bit that, like, because I'm trying to catch up, because there's these old movies or old books that I had taken in that I wanted to talk about that I never did at the time when I first read them. So I wanted to just get those reviews done. I kind of start fresh, and like I just changed up my method of reviewing. And then last week I was just like, I don't want to like force myself to do this right now, and there's other things that I just feel better doing. And then it was like, okay, so why not just do those things instead? And because tasks, I'm just like really task oriented, where I have told myself, or created this narrative that if I finish these tasks I will feel good. But the task in itself, if it doesn't need to get done, it doesn't feel good having all this anxiety about needing to do it and how I'm not doing it, and then, oh, I did it, but now there's 5 more, and there's always more, right? But I guess it's just like separating, like, those tasks never needed to get done ever, and it's just bonus if I want to do it. And taking that pressure off really felt nice. I'm going to get back to some reviews this week. I would like to do that. They are beneficial and they're fun, and I learn more about myself and also the material, and it's just good practice. But I don't want to like push it on myself or force it on myself the way I was. So there's a bunch of stuff going on with Joe Rogan on Spotify lately. Neil Young pulled his music off. Someone else did. I forget who now. And so all these people coming out saying that they don't support, and of course the other half saying they do support Spotify for standing up for freedom. And I mean, here's what it comes down to for me. I mean, just last week I put up a video about should we ban books? And like, this is one of those things I just don't get. Like, I have not listened to Joe Rogan since he was on Spotify, only because I don't have Spotify, and I'm not going to get it just to listen to Joe Rogan. But I will say, before that, I really enjoyed listening to Joe Rogan, and I probably still would. I don't know how much he's changed in the past couple of years, but I enjoyed listening to his conversations with people. I didn't listen to every single episode. I mean, I listened to a lot of different ones with artists and comedians and musicians, and some people in like more like technical realms of psychology, some science stuff, whatever. But like, I enjoyed those long form conversations. there's a couple things that he's gotten away from since he's been on Spotify. Like, one, he never used to like have a cap on a conversation, but now he's fitting in multiple conversations in a day. Sometimes he chooses to like, oh, okay, well, we're at 2 hours. Wow, look at the time. Let's wrap it up. And that was one of the things he used to pride himself on. Anyway, what I want to say is that from what I know, because people are saying, I can't believe Spotify is going to allow, like, I'm not going to pay for Spotify just so they can pay him, and he's spreading harmful ideas. And it's just like, the thing about the banning of books, or, you know, wanting to cancel someone because of their ideas, not something that they've done, but like, we're talking about Joe Rogan's not, as far as I'm aware of, he's not been racist, misogynistic, whatever, like the stuff that people are complaining about right now and saying like whatever is maybe anti-vax rhetoric, something of that nature. Honestly, I'm trying not to do research on it, and I just see stuff all the time. There are things that, like I said, I enjoyed listening to his podcast the majority of the time. I don't take his word as gospel. Like, you still need to have a critical mind. This is why the part of me that's like, we don't need to ban books is there, because we need education. We need people to think critically. We need, that information is allowed to be there. And it's that thing too of like, of being able to just separate and filter out information, what is true, what is not, or what do we like and what do we not. And the majority of the time, I enjoyed those conversations, which is why I kept listening. So if it swayed too much to the other side where I'm like, this isn't for me, then I would stop listening. And that's where it kind of ends. Like, I don't think that he is spreading dangerous information. Not that I'm aware of, and I admit there is a part of me that's like, hey, maybe I should go and listen to the episode that apparently was a problem or whatever. And I don't think it's just one episode, but like, I know there's some stuff where, whatever. I know there's some stuff that he said about taking vaccines, and again, he is not in a position of authority as a medical doctor or a scientist of vaccine creation, or he is not again, we're putting people in positions to be like role models and whatever else, and assigning them certain responsibilities and putting them on pedestals and stuff, and we shouldn't do that, right? It's just like, he's a dude, and he likes to talk, and he likes to explore ideas, and he has opinions of his own, and sometimes he thinks he's right when maybe he's not, and sometimes that's not about right or wrong, and it's just an opinion. And this is where it came to with the banning of the book argument or conversation, was that like, that information is there, and if we haven't trained people or educated them, or they're not cognitively able enough to differentiate maybe fact from fiction, or opinion from a fact, or whatever, and they use that material or the information they're exposed to, if they use that in a negative way. So we're saying we could have prevented that if we just didn't have the availability of the material. If we didn't have access to that material, then we could have prevented someone from using it in a negative way. Like, I don't know. It's just one of those things that it's never going to happen. And I think that in this case, it's also silly to stop. I don't think that Joe Rogan is throwing out hate speech. I don't think he's inciting riots. I don't think that he's... Put it this way. I mean... never mind. I just don't... This isn't in defense of Joe Rogan. This is just like... because I mean, there's things about him, especially the past couple of years, that like aren't my flavor, that are just like, I'm not missing the podcast as much as I used to. Where again, like, there's a lot of great things that I've learned and been inspired by because of the people he has on there, the conversations they're having, the positivity and whatever else that's coming out of those conversations, and just exploring. But it did, again, I didn't take every single thing that was said. I'm like, oh, that's the truth, I'm going to live by that, or like, whatever. This isn't in defense of him or his freedoms or Spotify's freedom, or no, it's just like, I don't understand why you can't just choose to just, I don't know. I don't get it. People have a choice to listen or to not listen, to listen and also decide for themselves that that thing doesn't make sense or it does make sense, and then they have a choice of what to do with that information. So, I don't know, maybe I'm misinformed on what the issue is and exactly what was said and how horrible that was, and it's ridiculous. Like, I don't know. As far as I know, again, it's not hate speech that's inciting people to go and murder others in the name of white supremacy or something. Like, that's, I just don't get it. I don't know. Again, it goes to the banned book thing. And if you listen to the conversation, I couldn't get off the fence. I couldn't. My instinct is let's not ban books. Like, let's ban people that use that information or that aren't capable of doing positive things or filtering out that information and then acting in a negative way. I don't know how to, but you can't do that. There's no way to police that. I don't know. I'm just annoyed right now and felt like going off a little bit. Well, I'm out here walking this beautiful creature. This lovely beast. It snowed this morning, so that's cool. It's winter again. I guess it is February. Not yet, actually. January 31st. Anyway, thought I would express some thoughts on the trucker convoy / peaceful protest, etc. Specifically with what's happening in Coots, which is within 2 hours of me in Lethbridge. I don't want to get into all the arguments over the nature of the folks involved and where their politics lie and their allegiances to other groups that may be racist or not in nature, and what their intentions are in that aspect. But basically focusing not even on their intention at all with trying to peaceful protest, if you want to call it that, for lifting mask mandates and other things, COVID mandates, etc. I don't even want to get in to the intention, but well, now I have to, but not a lot. I just want to say, it's like mandates are laws, right? Like we live here, there's laws we abide by. If we don't abide by them, there's consequences to that, whether you risk getting a speeding ticket or a parking ticket or getting charged with assault or fines of various natures for different types of breaking of laws. So that just kind of comes with the package of living here and making a choice to continue living here. As an adult, you've got a certain amount of choice and free reign to leave this country, this province, etc. So you can go elsewhere if you don't like. If the bad outweighs the good for you, then don't stick around. Anyway, what I really wanted to say though was GoPro died the other day when I was yesterday when I was discussing the whole convoy business. So let's get back to it. Basically, what I was going to come to was that it really says something when even Jason Kenney says that he wants the convoy to stop. And it's funny because some people were like, I thought he supported it, because they were supporting it, and they're like, I thought he was supporting it. And like, I think that's something he would normally do. That sounds in line with things that we've seen from him before. But he was like, this is in violation of the traffic something act. It's got to stop, whatever. And that's the thing, is like, this, I believe, this ceases to be a peaceful protest when you are blockading emergency vehicles from being able to get to your fellow Albertans, your fellow Canadians, whatever, from no matter what. Like, you are preventing emergency access. If someone's house is on fire, or they had a heart attack or whatever. Like the town of Coots, or the village, I don't remember their status for population, but the mayor said like he was super pissed, like he was really frustrated, and he was like, this has to stop, like this is not okay, this is not cool. Like it's like they had to use some back roads for emergency vehicles, and of course increasing time, and they're also more dangerous because they're back roads, it's winter, all this stuff. Like this ceases to be a peaceful protest at that point. You're preventing not just commerce, right? I'm talking about like emergency situations. You are preventing that. You're also preventing like your fellow humans from like being able to get to work and back, and like drop kids off at babysitters and all this other stuff that they would have to do. So it's just, I don't get it. What I really don't get is why they can't do anything legally. That's where I'm really struggling. I don't understand why they can't legally do anything when they're in violation of law. That, I don't know. I don't know what that is, but it doesn't seem right. I don't know why they're choosing to not do anything in their power legally to remove the folks that are doing this. Again, like peaceful protest is one thing and this is another. And I think that when there are protests, usually, like when there's like marching in the streets and stuff, they have to know the route and everything. Like you have to like apply for a permit. Obviously that doesn't happen, and then usually we call those riots, and then police are dispatched and they try to remove people and get the flow of traffic going again and whatever. This was not a sanctioned activity as far as I'm aware of. And maybe I'm misinformed and in the wrong and I need to do more research, but yeah. If you hear some Spanish guitar in the background, that's me being on hold. I am in Vulcan, and last time I was here I thought it might be the only time I'd ever be here, and I felt like I screwed up because I didn't go and see the thing, the Star Trek thing. And here I am again. I've got a couple minutes and I'm gonna try to find it, but I have no idea where I'm going. When I come in to Vulcan to the school I need to be at, it doesn't take me like through the town at all, so I just don't know where I'm headed. But I'm gonna try to find this thing in like the next 10 minutes and see what's up with it, because this is my second time I've ever been to Vulcan ever. So let's see what we can find here. Another beautiful day, despite the snow. The wind died down a bit. It's like -12 or so right now. Just taking the puppy for a little romp. Ever since we had to use the booties at Christmas time in Saskatoon because it was like -35, I definitely put them on her way more often now. Just because I'm like paranoid that she's cold, but she's not showing it. Ren, come on, get out of there. That's stinky stuff. So yeah, I put them on her way more now. It's only like -12 or so. I think it said it's supposed to feel like -15, but I'm just like, I don't know. She's so stoic. I can't tell if she is not lifting her feet because it's not cold enough, or she's just like really toughing it out, or what this puppy's doing. This puppy is surgery next week, in less than a week from now, and that's sad. But yeah, going up to Calgary next week, drop her off, going back the next day to pick her up. It'd be easier if I just had a place to stay there, but I don't know about that. Just cost wise too, like I wonder I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I don't really feel like getting an Airbnb for one night. But then again, if it saves me 4 hours of driving, which is also 4 hours of gas. So I don't know if it would be worth it or not. Haven't looked into it. Maybe I should start since I'm talking about it. But yeah, that's what's up next week. And long road to recovery, which I've talked about on the vlog numerous times. But trying to get her outside and exercising as much as we can before then. It's just her happy place. Trails more so than anything else. I mean, she loves being social with other dogs, so there's that. But she just loves crashing through a trail. Well, wrapping up the vlog. Wrapping it up. I had one review this week. I have been really slow to get back into it. But again, that's just kind of feeling nice right now, although I do want to get back into it for sure. But it was on the movie, The Silence of the Lambs. I had previously talked about the Hannibal Lecter series of books written by Thomas Harris, and finally got around to reviewing The Silence of the Lambs. So that's there this week, as well as a conversation. I actually went out of my way to look it up this time, and I forgot it already. Oh, the conversation titled something akin to "Don't wear a hat bigger than your personality," or like never wear a hat bigger than your character, or something like that. It's based off a quote. I wanted to explore that a bit, and I did. So that's in there. That's a little bit of a different one from stuff I've been talking about recently, which is also kind of nice. Anyway, that's it for the vlog this week. Gonna have some Calgary stuff in there for next week, because unfortunately, as I mentioned earlier, Ren's got to go to the vet and have a surgery for elbow dysplasia. So not fun times, but I'll make the best of it while I'm there, but just not fun for her, and it makes me sad. See you on another time.